Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'll be showing you my updated OBS settings at the moment, the ones I'm currently using that are perfectly matched to my graphics card, which is a Radeon RX 580 by ASUS, and it right now the output of the video is high quality, like 1080. But you can of course adjust it to make it lower for your own settings, and you can always just mess around with it to better suit your PC specs. So first what you want to do is just go into settings. So if you have a graphics card that's similar to mine or as good quality as mine I think is in comparison to an GTX 1060. I believe so, because I can, when you match it up in benchmarking, it gives the same results basically. But my graphics card only costed like 200. What was it, 200? I think it was around 200, while the GTX 1060 costs around like 400-500 Australian dollars, depending on where you buy it though. So what you want to do is, well, you can leave everything here. You can change the skins, or like the theme. I mean, what am I saying? Themes. I normally just keep it default because it's good on the eyes. So first what you want to do is just go to output, but you can't really edit it at the moment. It's because I'm in the middle of recording using OBS, but I didn't want to use like Bandicam or Fraps because there is no point really. But the downside is that I can't click on it and show you the other options. But at the end of the day, you can just copy out my settings and I will just explain it. So this is only for recording, so it's not for streaming. I'm not a streamer, so I don't really know how to set it up for streaming, but I can tell you how to set up for recording. So what you want to have this output mode set as advanced, because simple gives you less options and you can't really customize it as well. But what you want to do is just keep it as advanced, make this type standard. I advise you to set your recording path to a drive that doesn't have your games or programs on it. So if you have a spare hard drive, I have a 1 terabyte hard drive that I put programs on it, and I put my my recording files in there. But I have a second hard drive that's a 2 terabyte hard drive that has all my games on it. So it doesn't really slow it down. You don't get choppy recordings. It doesn't slow down your game as much. And yeah, so I set it into my E drive, which is my 1 terabyte. Keep this as MP4. You can change it around if you want, but I don't have a converter that is easy to use or requires premium, so I'm not going to really change the type because this is going to YouTube, so I'll keep it as an MP4. You can mess around with audio tracks. You can have one audio track 1 for your desktop sounds, audio track 2 for your mic sounds, but I just keep it all in one because it doesn't really matter. I don't do that much editing to my videos. I don't add like crazy music or sound effects in, and I don't have any problems with that, so I just keep it as one. You can also what you'll need to do is set your encoder to H.265/HEVC encoder, ADM Advanced Media Framework. All I know about this is that the H.265 is for recording and that the H.264 is for streaming. So what you want to set it to is just the one I've set it to, which is H.265. Rescale output. So you want to make that the size of your monitor really, but you can also be the quality of your video. So 1920 by 1080 would be a 1080p video, which will produce a really good quality video, but the file size will be much larger. So it's basically like high definition, but the best. Yeah, I don't really know what custom muxa settings is. Yeah, if I pronounced that right. Sorry if I didn't, but I'm not sure what this does, so I'm not going to really mess with it. So quality present, you want to set it to balance. Quality makes your video a bit choppy, depending on your video. Oh, what do you call it? Depending on your computer, how good your specs are. And so I keep it at balance because it currently is the best one for my computer. But you can mess around with it if you want. You want to set your variable bitrate, VBR, keep it like that. Pre-pass mode, disable that. It's already disabled by default, most likely. Target bitrate, this is, well, I was recommended these settings, which is 18,500 for targeted bitrate. Peak is 35,000, which would be good for your computer. Yeah, so view mode, just keep it at basic. Audio, yep, just keep it all at that. So now you just click apply, just in case you accidentally close it out and don't save it. But all right, so now go to audio. So sample rate by default is 48 kilohertz. I keep it at that because that's what it is recommended to be, and it's that by default basically. I keep my channels as stereo. You can mess around and put mono, but I don't really do that. I just keep it as stereo because it works. Desktop audio device. So basically, if you don't set this up or to your speakers, you won't be able to hear desktop sounds, game sounds, people in calls. If you're especially, talking with your friends and you want to record them and do whatever with that. So it will pick up desktop sounds. So you want to set that as your speakers or whatever it's called. Mine's just called speakers, which is already good. So I don't need it. I don't get confused. So you set it as speakers, and then for this one, you just keep it as disabled. Mic auxiliary audio device. You want to set as your recording microphone. It used to be called recording microphone, but I just called it recording microphone. So just in case I ever plug in something else, I won't get confused. You can just rename it in sound manager or audio device manager over here. You just right click on the properties and you can change the name of it to recording mic or whatever you want. Audio meter decay rate, keep that as fast. All these just keep the same because basically I didn't mess with it, and the quality of my voice, if you check in the previous video, was spectacular basically. Before that I could pick up static. Yeah, but it's alright, it's good now. I'll also make a video on how to have the best audio for your mic, noise cancellation and everything, so you would have crisp crisp mic or voice in your videos. Alright, so base resolution, keep it as, well, this is the resolution of your computer or your monitor. So mine is 1920 by 1080, so I kept it as that. But your output resolution is the quality or the size you want when the video is created. So it downscales it or scales it to that size so that it reduces the size of the file, and it's a lot better. Not really a lot better, but it's a lot better for your computer if your specs aren't good. Leave what do you call it, downscale for it as this. Common FPS value, keep it as 60. Mine was at 30, but I put it at 60, so the FPS is good, but the file size will be larger clearly. Alright, hotkeys. I set my, well, you can set it to whatever you want, your own preference, but I set mine for my starting recording. I put it as num key plus, num key minus. Just make sure you press num key so that you can turn on the num lock, so that you can turn on the keypad. Otherwise it won't work. Yep, and then go to advanced. There's really nothing you really need to change here. I guess I just put it as normal. I don't recommend putting it as high. Well, you can put it as high. It would record, your videos will be really smooth, but it will affect your gameplay, I'm pretty sure. So your FPS will lower significantly because it prioritizes your recording program over your game. What do you call it? Over your game. So your FPS in game would get affected significantly because the RAM is being used more for this. What else is there? There's nothing really else you need to change in this. Yeah, so basically that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I'll make another video on how to make your voice quality better, and that will come out eventually whenever I decide to make it. And I'm also getting a new microphone, so hopefully my microphone will sound much better. It will, because I've reviewed it. Watched many reviews on the microphone, and it sounds really good for a budget microphone, because I don't have the funds, because YouTube is messing around, and people have caused YouTube to demonetize a lot of smaller YouTubers that want to do this as a hobby but still make money. Yeah, so that's all, guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys have a great day, and this tutorial helps you a lot with your recording or your hobby of recording on YouTube, or whatever you do with OBS. All right, thank you. Goodbye.